Thank you for coming home. I'm sorry that the chairs are all worn. I left them here, I could have sworn. These are my salad days, slowly being eaten away. Just another play for today. Oh, but I'm proud of you, but I'm proud of you. There's nothing left to make me feel small. Luck has left me standing so tall. Gold! Hello and welcome to a Brit Reacts to Bollywood, and that was a little bit of Gold by Spandau Ballet, which is a native British band from the 80s, and I thought I'd crack into a bit of that because it's one of my favourite songs and it's a bit of our culture to you. I want to say to all of my friends in India and around the world, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum and Sat Sri Akal Ji. Welcome to a Brit Reacts to Bollywood. And I have a special episode today because I want to do a Q&A with you, as I suggested in my last video, and I thank you very much for all of your questions for this question and answer session. And I've got a whole bunch here, and I just want to get to know you a little bit better, and I would like you to have more of an insight into my approach and my life a little better too. So I have a whole bunch of questions from people around the world, and the first one is from Awik Biswas, and it's: what's the most important difference you found between Western and Indian cinema? I should say that I grew up loving and learning Western cinema, and I've spent most of my life as an actor, making films, watching films, learning how films work, learning how actors work, learning what entertains people and what the British public is interested in. And so this process of encountering an entirely different culture's film industry has been such an education and such a joy. I feel like a child again. In terms of the differences, I think they have to be along the lines of culture and cultural expectations, cultural legends and stories, and linguistic differences. The real similarity is that we're all humans and that we all have an essential shared story, essential shared life story, essential desires and fears and motivations. We love, we seek to be loved, we want a hero, we want to see good win over evil. Those kinds of things are universal, and I find that this is a great question because the similarities so outweigh the differences. The similarities are the fundamental formulas of story and of performance and of heroism and of the enemy or the evil to be defeated. The differences are literally just in terms of communication of those things, in terms of cultural references, in terms of shorthand explanations of those universal things, and they're linguistic. So I feel very excited by the fact that human stories are very, very similar wherever you are in the world and whatever kind of culture you come from. I think that's really beautiful. It says something important about our shared family of humanity. I got a great question from Short Stories, in inverted commas. The videos that you react to won't get you the views and subscriptions you are looking for. React to new songs and movies and of course Indian cuisine, something that interests the youth of India. They are the ones who are tech savvy and the ones who could make your channel a hit, in inverted commas. I think it's a good debate, this. I think it's a really interesting point. It's been made by a few people, and I think that yes, that's true. A lot of younger people use the internet to watch entertainment. My main focus is not to be a hit or to get masses and masses of subscriptions. It would be nice to have that, but for me it's an exploration and a learning process. I want to learn what Bollywood has come from. I want to learn what the era of Bollywood from when I was a child and younger than that, in comparison to the Western cinema that I grew up with, and compare that to now. I think that the old films are crucial in terms of understanding cinema and in terms of understanding performance and cultural background. And I think that, yes, younger people are watching the internet, but it doesn't necessarily mean that younger people are one block which thinks in a certain way in terms of only wanting the latest Queen Katrina video or the latest massive popular pop video. I don't think that that is the be-all and end-all, either as somebody who is developing a channel for you to watch, or for you as a very broad and diverse community of people around the world watching film and enjoying film. I can't imagine Bollywood without Vijayanthamala or Helen or all of these wonderful people, all of these wonderful filmmakers from the past. This wonderful film Devdas is almost 20 years old now. Does that mean that it's too old for us to appreciate? Does it mean that young people won't be touched in the same way that love stories and heroism and beauty and song will touch an older generation? For me, it's a question of education. If I can bring older songs and videos and performances to younger viewers online, that would be an honour for me. And so that is part of the process of this channel. And I hope that you can appreciate that this is the journey I want to go on with you. And I hope that you enjoy it too. We've got another great question from Y Singh. I would love for you to talk about your creativity, from where your interest stems, your current interest. Have you studied any of the arts? I've seen quite a few of your non-Bollywood videos. I think you, oh, thank you. I think you're talented. Love your videos, especially your commentary. Love from NJ. Now, I wonder if that's New Jersey in America, in which case, howdy, hello, America, and thank you for that lovely question. Yeah, literally, I grew up loving the arts, loving theatre. Obviously, in Britain, we have a great heritage of arts, as you do in India. So it's a question of growing up with that. And I grew up with these wonderful English language performances. And obviously, my family are from Ireland and also Scotland, and we have a great heritage. Considering we're a very small community, a very small island, Irish and Gaelic culture is incredibly rich and expressive and loving and beautiful and funny. And so I grew up with all of that, and with people who engaged in song and performance on an everyday basis. And I did theatre at school, do plays all the time, from our sort of cultural stories of Western tradition. And then I went to acting school and I trained professionally, and I've been learning about filmmaking ever since, as an actor and a writer of short films and a filmmaker myself. And you can see on my channel, before the Bollywood videos, there are a lot of other videos which are performances of my own and things like that, and I appreciate Y Singh's enjoyment of those videos, and you are most welcome to watch them. And I have a confession to make. I would adore working in Mumbai on a film, preferably something like comedy. I've done a lot of comedy, romance, anything. I would even play a bad guy. I would enjoy that very much, because some of my favourite actors play bad guys, like Alan Rickman and people like that. They're just wonderful, wonderful, rich actors, and there's so much more you can get out of a bad guy than sometimes a hero, because a hero is more constrained in what they can express and play, whereas a bad guy has multiple levels, and it's such a journey to watch them play. So I would love to work in Bollywood, in Mumbai, to be paid for what I love, and to do what I love on a regular basis, and to be in the Indian environment. I visited India once before, where I visited Delhi and Varanasi and Fatehpur Sikri and the Taj Mahal at Agra. We passed through Mumbai, but we didn't stay there, and I visited Kerala, Varkala in Kerala, and I adore that climate and the culture that I saw. And I felt very alive and awake and healthy when I was there, which is very different to the British Isles because they're so cold. So in a roundabout way, to answer this question, I feel such an appeal from India and the Indian film industry, and the professionalism and the quality of work and the joy of that work is a real pleasure for me. Let's have another question from Zubaida Hater. By the way, if you are interested in Indian cuisine, I suggest you follow on YouTube Ruby Ka Kitchen. I will do that. Simple ways to prepare Indian menus given by Ruby, an Indian or Pakistani woman settled in the States. Well, that's really cool. I mean, British culture, you have to understand, is obsessed with Indian food. And it's incredible that that is a historical gift and heritage that Britain has been afforded. That we grew up, I think it's the favourite cuisine in the UK, is Indian food or Indian heritage food, Indian influenced food, because we've made a lot more sauce. There's very particular evolution of Indian cuisine in the UK, and so it's a lot more tomato based sauce. It's often cooler, there's quite a mixture, and obviously we like Bangladeshi food and things like that. And I adore Indian food. I've only tried a few things, but I would love to do some videos on this channel, and please let me know if you'd like, where I react to trying certain foods which are suggested by you from India. If you would like that, please say in the comments, because it would be my honour and it would be so fun. So thank you. From Maya Atkins, do you have a list of Indian films you've seen? Well, if you look on the video section, videos on my channel here, you'll see all of the Bollywood songs that I have watched, and I think there's well over 50 now. So that's a mixture of older films and more modern films, and you can see all of them. And that's all I've seen, because I am new to Bollywood, relatively speaking. Kamal Sharma. Sir, I would love to know what you loved most in Devdas movie songs in point of music and direction, directed by Sanjay Leela Bhansali. What I loved most was the attention to detail, I think, and the incredible vision that Sanjay Leela Bhansali afforded us as an audience. We saw what he wanted us to see. And that's the power of cinema. That's the unique gift that cinema gives us, is your eye is where the director's eye is. The director specifically shows you what to see and what to hear. And Sanjay is a master of that, and he masterfully did that in this film. All those details, all of those moments of realization and discovery and joy and beauty and everything, the epicness, the intimacy, were all fed to us in a beautifully put together, very smooth, slick film. And that's what I loved about that film. And I'm yet to finish all the songs, and I love it. Love from Morocco. Much love to you in Morocco. I'm so pleased that there are people all around the world watching it. I also got a lovely comment from Poland in Eastern Europe and other places. So it's a joy. It's such a beautiful gift of the internet that we can actually do this and talk around the world to each other and share culture. Isn't that beautiful? Kamar Masood, please react to Pakistani films and videos also. I would love for that to happen. Please, if you have suggestions for Pakistani films and videos, put them in the comments and I will watch them specifically. Thank you. Nirmal Sitaldin, what made you delve into Bollywood, and would you have any favourite Bollywood movies? Well, essentially, like before I said, I've had inclinations of the beauty of Bollywood, of the joy, of the colour, of the dance and things like that. And I think that's a very superficial reading that Brits and people around the world in the West get. And so I've been educating myself and delving and exploring it. And I find that there's so much depth and intimacy and creativity in this film industry. And I love it. And in Indian culture and in the talent of Indian performers, I love it so much. Rupa, you come to India, we will be immensely happy to serve you our very own homemade food. Believe me, I would love to take a trip to Jaipur in Rajasthan. I would love to go to Mumbai properly and explore the city. And I would love to see more of Kerala. So your invitation is most welcome. I thank you. Spotted Deer says, I wonder what you would make of the 1955 version of Devdas starring Dilip Kumar, Vijayanthamala and Suchitra Sen. I will watch that. I will make a point of it. Guys, it's almost 20 minutes now and it's such a joy to talk to you. If you have any more questions, I'll be happy to do another question and answer session. And I have loved this. Next video, I'll be watching another song. Thank you for your questions. This is your Brit reacting to Bollywood saying, cheerio!